So this is a portrait I did of Thom Yorke from Spheres. I think it was about a 4.5 hour portrait, but that was me just kind of goofing around and really taking it very slow and not rushing anything. And I think the part of that is that's one of the plus sides of working with a skull is you could kind of like be a little more leisurely about it. Because having the skull there, you always know exactly where you are. Um, you don't get lost in the piece. You already start out with a very structured form to work from. And I think that's probably what I'm getting from this. This is only the second portrait I've done this way. Uh, I did it because I thought it might be an easy way to demonstrate how to do such a thing with digital modeling. And so I like it. I think I'm going to keep doing it just to see if I could get better at it to the point where, it's comfortable and it seems like the most sensible way to do it, which I think it's rapidly getting there. Um, when you have the skull, yeah, you're starting out with a structure that is there, and when you do a portrait without it, you're always searching for that structure, and so it doesn't usually feel elusive, but it can. Um, Compared to having it already in place, it's just not something you have to even search for anymore. So that's a plus. Um, the downside of it is that everybody's skull is different, so you can't assume that one skull fits all. Um, you can make adjustments, but it's good knowing that when you start out with a skull, it may not fit the face that you're trying to put on it. So as long as you know that going into it, you can make those adjustments, whatever you need to do. And working with spheres, I think that I like Sculptris. It's very comfortable. I'm used to working with it, so I can manipulate the spheres pretty easily. But all these newer digital modeling apps, um, they're built for being able to use spheres. So it should be easier with them, but some are just still a little bit difficult to retrieve the tools and get what you want in a timely fashion. So that's what it comes down to. Sculptris was built to be a very accessible and easy, fine art friendly tool compared to ZBrush, which was out there, which was very cumbersome and huge and um, not fine art friendly, but more technical, like um, movie industry type friendly. That's kind of two different things. And so when you have a fine artist who's used to working with clay, they don't want to learn how to press a lot of buttons just to figure something out. So they want to be able to move a tool the way you would a brush or a sculpture tool. So Sculptris is that, still is the best at that. Um, but it's not being developed anymore, so it may not exist, you know, to where you can access it on computers anymore. I don't know. So it's probably not a bad idea to try out some other software. But I think that the working with spheres is fairly universal. That's a technique you should be able to apply in any app. Um, yeah, this portrait I picked it. It was random. I just saw a photo of him in a search, and I thought, well, his face is bony and gaunt, so there might be decent enough portrait to do. Um, and that was the only reason I chose it. Uh, that's probably where I'll be starting out, is looking for people with similar structures of face just to see how that goes. Then I'll move into a fleshier person and we'll just keep trying it out. But I'll try to post all the demos that I can. To make the facial hair, I used a sphere and compressed it to make it like a disc, basically, and just kept repeating it until I masked out what was reasonably a beard and mustache. It's a pretty quick way to do it, and I think it could get more realistic the more discs I added to it. So probably what I ended up with is just more or less a start, because the beard and mustache have different parts to it. It's not just a bunch of lines drawn on the face, or it's not like cotton candy stuck to the face. There's a lot to it. So, but this was a decent way to start one out. I'd recommend that too. Yeah, when you're doing a portrait, look for all the different angles that you can. Um, keep it turning, keep it moving. And then from this, of course, you could print it, 3D print it to life size or whatever you wanted to do. Um, there's a turntable component to Sculptris, so you can just kind of flip that on and kind of take a look. Um, so that's where I ended up just for this project, just for the demo. All right, thanks.